Subscribers, your video is ready. Hello, LGBTQ plus DL men, women who secretly love us and support us. And if you don't identify with any of those labels, you're still free to do what? Subscribe to the motherfucking channel. And that's all. We're having a little lamb and the 3 little foxes, wolves, and gremlins. So anyway, I put on the Pink Friday nails, but I was like, oh, I really don't want to put them on. I want to put the long ones on. So I might, because I was going to do like a versus, like the other nails. I don't know, I like the longer nails better for some reason. Never mind. Let's just go how we was doing it, you know. All right, let's get this started once and again. So, this mukbang I titled Serial Killer. Because when I started one,
would you like to learn about a few things I can help with?
no, Siri, I ain't talking about you, I'm talking about Siri need to mind her business right now. I said, I named this mukbang Serial Killer because as a vegan, when I was a vegan, I started eating that brand cashew cereal, and the blueberry clusters were my fave. And so they actually don't have them in the stores in this town. Not that I know of. So when I went to a different town with my grandma, we stopped at the Publix. I got my cereal out. I thought this was important. With this mukbang, I wanted to speak about relationships and the importance of, like, well, not even the importance, but the difference between twin flame, soulmate, and karmic relationships. And I also wanted to speak about my past relationship. I had kind of like some bullet points of what I wanted to speak about as far as these experiences, and many of you know that I speak about being a medium, and in my awakening video, like my video about how I awaken spiritually, I speak about the twin flame journey. And a lot of people, if they don't have like a NDE or near-death experience, they are also called to they also are awakened by what they call the twin flame journey. Okay? The twin flame journey is known to be, or the purpose of the twin flame journey is to align you with spirit or source consciousness and the knowing of the collective consciousness, which we are all a part of. So, I realized that I was journeying on this journey called the twin flame journey, which the twin flame, or the idea of a twin flame, is that there is this one soul split into two bodies.
Drinking it into weekends, searching for a meaning behind all these feelings. I get lost.
And you come into every experience to remember this person. Remember the soul. It's really remembering the soul more than it is remembering the person, because some people may believe in reincarnation, but the idea behind our entire existence is that we are here for source consciousness to experience each other, for it to experience itself. And this is also our significance as human beings. Like, this is the reason that we're here as human beings, having this human experience. So we're spiritual beings having a human experience. Anyway, when you meet this person, often you'll experience synchronicities or signs that this person or you are on the twin flame journey. And the twin is the idea of the soul being the same. It's not the physical appearance, although there will be significant maybe features about you and this other person. But the journey is also meant for you to align with unconditional love. So regardless of what the physical body is showing you about this person, I mean, you can't like say like, there can't be like a regardless of what the body is showing you, because a lot of times, because there will be similar features, you will say, oh, like, there'll be similar, like, some twins look exactly alike, some twin flames look exactly alike, and some twin flames look more like fraternal, like they just have like similar features. But I thought that it's also important to speak about this, because my a best friend said, oh, maybe my child is your twin flame. And when she said that, no. But that would be denying that the twin flame journey is meant for you to align with the soul. And the soul being infinite, meaning that the soul is a part of the collective consciousness. So it's not that other people want reflect things about your soul journey, but the idea of a twin flame or the twin flame is usually they are more like your teacher, your lover, your friend. They are all things into this one soul, because they're your soul reflected. They're like your true soul identification or your true soul mirror. So when she spoke about her child being my twin flame, you know, because she was like, oh, you and my child act just alike. And that can be true, that there can be like reflections that come through other people, but usually a twin flame is someone that is either very close in age, or there's a 10-year or like a decade difference between age. Also, it won't be like when I say like a decade difference, it wouldn't be like you're 25 and the other person is 15. It wouldn't be like that. I will say this, I've never become aware of someone who has met their twin flame being that young. Usually you will meet them in like adulthood. From what I have experienced about the twin flame journey, you will meet them in adulthood, and also like teachings from other twin flames. There will be signs that you will receive. Sometimes they will be a different culture than you. You may be attracted to that culture, and then when you meet them, you'll be like, oh, like I know why now I'm attracted to that culture, because they may be that ethnic background, but y'all may have like similar features. Like y'all may just look very like similar in ways, or appear similar in ways. Now, I want to speak about soulmates also. And I kind of question whether my ex-partner was a soulmate or a karmic mate. And now a soulmate are two souls that come together and form a relationship or form a bond or a journey together. Like it's two souls. And so I'm sure that because you can have many soulmates. Soulmates can be your family members also. They can be your children. You can have like a soul family, but I want to talk about these three main ones first. So with a soulmate relationship, it is more like it's this feeling of meant to be like relationship. It's usually easygoing. And I do want to touch back on the twin flame journey. The twin flame journey is often sometimes confused with the karmic experience. And before we get to that, I just want to say that like the twin flame journey is meant to align you with your highest self, your highest timeline, or your best self. And a soulmate is kind of like more easygoing, whereas the twin flame journey has more like lessons for you to be a more enlightened version of yourself, or to align with that version of yourself. The more enlightened being, the more spiritual being. It's usually more spiritual, the twin flame journey is, and the soulmate journey is more of like where you see those girls with their boyfriends and they be like I met my soulmate, like this is my best friend and stuff like that. It's more like, oh, this is my best friend and that type of journey. But like, whereas the twin flame is like you're being called to a higher purpose. Like you realize that the experience of this person is to help you to help the rest of the world. And that's why some people think that, oh, we're here to save the world as twin flames. But it's more of like you help enlighten the other beings on the world. Like the journey is meant to help you enlighten other beings. Whereas a soulmate, there are aspects of within the twin flame journey like this. Your twin flame is pretty much your karmic, your soulmate, and your twin. Like it's everything all together. Like you complete the one soul. A twin flame journey is often seen as one being is the divine feminine and one is the divine masculine. And when you come together, you form like this God source energy, like a complete wholeness. They are your home. And a soulmate journey is more like an easygoing journey, like just like it's meant to be. Like it's usually easier than a twin flame journey. That doesn't mean that there won't be experiences that won't have their, I guess you can say, like, I'm just hearing, the first word that I'm hearing is test. Every soulmate, twin flame, and karmic has this like test. Like they are all important because they're meant to show you how to be your best self. But with all of them, they just teach you how to be like the better version of yourself, or the version that you need to have a great experience, I would say. With my ex-partner, the reason why I was saying that I didn't know if they were my soulmate or my karmic experience is because, and you know what? I don't think that they were my karmic. I think that when it was time for me to move on, like to move forward and be within my journey, my twin flame journey, I think that's what made it seem karmic, because it started to get kind of like, there started to just be signs that I wasn't meant to be with him in that way. And knowing that I was on this twin flame journey also just made it seem as if it was easier to exit the experience with him. But I would say that that experience was more of a soulmate experience. And a lot of people, they think that the twin flame journey is supposed to be easy. So a lot of people, when I spoke about being on the twin flame journey, they would say, "Oh, he's so he's your twin flame." Like they thought that my ex-partner was my twin flame. And I just knew there was this significant difference of my twin versus my soulmate. With my twin flame, there are dreams that connect you. There are signs in the 3D experience that connects you. And with your soulmate, there's a spiritual experience of them that happens. But when you're a twin flame, even in those experiences, you will have like these messages that connect you to your twin. Like I remember times where I was dreaming about my twin flame, although I was laying beside the soulmate partner. And for me, it was kind of difficult to experience those things because I didn't know how to process that experience. Like I didn't know how to experience the signs that I was receiving about my twin flame, even when I was with my soulmate. Like I was seeing the number 44. We actually lived in a trailer that was in number 44. And this is while I was with my soulmate partner. And then the house that we moved into, because my twin flame is in a vessel that is of a mixed ethnic background. So the body that he is in a mixed ethnic background. And the house that we rented after we rented the trailer with the number 44 was a house that a friend was renting, who was the same ethnic background as my twin. And so when I started kind of piecing the signs together, and also knowing that as a child I was one of my first boy crushes, I guess you can say, was of the same ethnic background as my twin. And so those signs, I realized like, oh, it was always present. I just had to become aware of it. I then became aware of an experience with, I had a moment of deja vu earlier. Well, not even earlier, it's just like a couple of seconds ago. I had an experience of like, what was I about to say? That kind of like, that deja vu moment. I was like, what was my clairvoyance trying to show me? Like, I mean, I know exactly what it was trying to show me, but hold on. I think now I should just kind of like maybe shift it to speaking about like what a karmic is, kind of, and also speaking about soulmates. Also, like soulmates are kind of like those experiences that work out. They work out. When I say work out, like they kind of just are usually very loving. They seem easygoing, and there's not much of like the spiritual lessons aren't as intense as like a twin flame journey. Usually they're not like with the twin flame journey, it kind of helps you to become aware of your psychic abilities and stuff like that. And with the soulmate, it's kind of like easygoing. And with a karmic experience are usually like those what most people think is toxic. They're usually like one of the partners is a narcissist. And I try not to use the word like narcissist in that way, because I think that when we are with certain partners who are narcissistic, it is also like a reflection of the narcissistic condition ways that we have, those experiences that we have lived. And usually, I'll say this, usually it is an empathic person with a narcissistic person. And that karmic experience is teaching you how to not choose those type of people again. Or maybe you, prior to having your human experience as a soul, the soul contracts that maybe you signed were with people who were narcissistic or karmic. And karmic can also be family members. You can have family members that are karmic partners, because they're helping you to realize that you have a certain pattern that or people that you have attracted, and now it is time to know how to choose better people, or choose people that align with what you deserve versus what you I had a message that I received, and I also heard 22 and I heard 222. I heard 22, but I also heard like 222. So, master builder, direct alignment. So the message is that you deserve someone who aligns with your soul journey. But moving forward, with a karmic experience, is usually, it seems very loving, but it is very difficult. It's just like unhappiness in the experience with that person. And now I want to kind of explain the difference of all three. The karmic experience is usually like I said, difficult. It just seems like it's going to work, but there's just always something wrong within the experience of that person. It's not like a comfortable experience. Although it may seem loving, there's just like this feeling of unease in the experience. Like there's always like a and I was looking for this word earlier while I was on the phone with that best friend who said that I was kind of like she thought that her child was my friend, but there would be breadcrumbing. There would be breadcrumbing, and when I say breadcrumbing, like you will think that the relationship is going to get better with that person, and it just doesn't. And with soulmate experiences, they kind of they help you. It is more loving, it's more guiding. It's almost like as if you may have some type of spiritual guidance. But again, that journey is more of like two souls coming together in a lifetime. And you can have many soulmates, so they can just be different partners, and you have a partnership with one soulmate, and then they're there for a little time, and then you may have another soulmate that you're with for a while. And with the twin flame, it's an eternal journey. you are connected to this person in the 5D, and the 5D is more of a your God source is getting closer to your God source energy. You together with this person are considered the mothering and fathering energy. So when you come together, you're kind of considered a God source energy together. And the journey is meant for you to align with your higher self. And because you and this mirror soul are the same being, it's not that it's not a purpose for you and that person to be together, but it is easier, like, it's easier, I was going to say easier to digest it, because some people, like, they use that type of experience to help, like, people understand. But what I would say is that it's easier for people to see it as true when they see two twin flames together, because they notice that, oh, okay, they do kind of look alike. There are similarities in the way that they act. There are, like, a reflection of, like, it just looks like wholeness. But within the journey, it is a lot of work. It is a lot of self-work. And the more that you focus on yourself, you know, the partnership or relationship in the twin flame journey, just it is a lot easier. But realizing that you feel everything that this person feels energetically, that can make it difficult, because one partner may run away from the experience of you. They may not believe the experience like you have believed it. Usually the divine feminine energy awakens to the journey before the divine masculine. And because it is a journey of unconditional love, like you aligning with unconditional love, that's the reason that these twin flames can show up as two women or two male vessels, or the masculine energy can be in a female and the female energy can be in a male. That's how, you know, how some girls be like, I always got to be the man in a relationship. Maybe you just dominantly act from your masculine energy, and that's okay. That needs to be celebrated. That happens with men too. Men should be celebrated for being able to identify with their feminine energy. And that doesn't mean that every male that is considered divine feminine energy is more fagalicious or more like hey girl, how you doing? That doesn't mean that every divine feminine that is a male acts that way. It's not about the way that they act. It's how they operate from their dominant divine feminine energy. Divine feminine energy is that mothering energy, that intuitive or more spiritual being, and the divine masculine is more action, operating from a place of getting the work done. So we all are divine feminine and divine masculine energy in the inside. We just may have a dominant energy that we operate from, or our path may be divine feminine or divine masculine. I'm hearing and sort of feeling that I should speak about the fact that a lot of people that think they're in a twin flame relationship aren't, because they want it, but when it's time to do the work, they're just like, oh no, like hell no, man, no. Because it's a lot of work. For example, I'm in the part of the twin flame journey that is called the twin flame separation part of the journey, where we're together. Well, I have aligned with my true self, which is my God source energy, which is my soul. So the work has been done for me to align with that. But as far as me and my divine masculine in the body that he is in, we are not together in a relationship in the 3D. And that's okay. There are a lot of twin flames that choose to experience their journey that way, and until you're together with them, it's just what it is. They call it like it's called like I can't remember the exact name of it, but it's when after y'all become in separation, like y'all just don't come together, like it's just called like something separation. And so when that happens, a lot of times the awakened twin will choose to be with the high level soulmate, which is a soulmate that is usually aligning with where they are on their spiritual journey. So, and also I want to say this, that when you are in certain experiences, you will receive the information. Like the information will follow you. It will be something that will call out to you. And some of you just maybe want to know what a twin flame is, but it's not your journey. But when it's meant to find you, it will. That's just like some people that have watched my videos, if they aren't a twin, well, not if they aren't a twin flame, but if they are a twin flame and they watch my videos and I haven't specified in the title or the thumbnail that it's a twin flame video, and then they hear the word twin flame, that I'm a twin flame, it's because their soul is connecting them with like beings who are on the journey with them. That will happen a lot too. But I think now I'm in this place of like, because I have experienced the twin flame separation part of the journey for quite some time, there's like this, if it happens, it happens, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. And I heard that in the beginning of my experience, and I was kind of like, how? Like, you know, because in the beginning of the journey, I felt like, wow, like, oh my goodness, I cannot stop thinking about this person. Like, every day I wake up just thinking about them and being reminded about them. And the difference is, a lot of people think that, oh, just because they can't stop thinking about that person, they just think, oh, that's a twin flame journey. But even when I have just like totally just been like not thinking about the twin flame journey, the divine reminds me of them. And that's how you often will know that it's a twin flame journey versus not. But there are other things in the journey that make it significantly knowledgeable that they're your twin. But anyway, I'm in this place of kind of like knowing that the divine is always showing me signs of my twin. But when I'm, you know, I've heard that that I'm in that place of they call it like separation, that just like you're just like you've learned all your lessons, and maybe your twin isn't going to, I don't know, just I've heard that the separation part is where it's at, like that I've learned the lessons and things like that. But anytime I receive messages like that, I still am open to becoming aware of other lessons that I may have to learn. So, you know, just because I received that doesn't mean that I have this egoic way of thinking that, oh, I'm not a twin flame, because you're still a twin flame. You're still a twin flame. It's still a part of your experience. And now I'm in a place of like, it wasn't like what it was energy-wise in the beginning of how it was, about how I was so obsessive about saying, oh, this is my twin. I only have to be with him. I can't be with the soulmate that I was with. And now I realized that whether my divine masculine or twin flame accepts that we are twin flames, it's true for me, and it doesn't have to be true for him. And when you get to that place, you realize that you have done the healing, you have done the work, but you also you want to be there for them energetically and spiritually, but when it is one-sided, when that energy is one-sided, you have to do what's best for you. And that's a part of your healing too, like realizing that when they aren't showing up for you in the 3D the way that you want them to, or the way that you should be receiving that, you have to do what's best for you. It doesn't mean that you don't love them, but you're doing what's best for you energetically. But if it's meant to be, then it will be meant to be. And until then, you just realize that you're in the twin flame separation of the journey. So anyway, being able to date other people like who are soulmates is also healing, because you realize that you are a twin flame that is also experiencing, like, you deserve a partner. You realize that is you unconditionally loving yourself also. So I've received signs about dating other people, but I think that I'm also in that place of like knowing that I deserve a certain type of partner and kind of waiting to receive that type of partner, but also understanding that the way that the current state of, becoming aware of what the current state of gay dating is. Because if you don't have a certain body type, or if you don't have the certain type of finances, there aren't many men who are open to dating and releasing the idea that all gay men are the same. So I've been kind of like more focused on my finances more than dating. And then also because I think, like, I've heard spiritualists say that although you may have a partner that the partner that's coming into the relationship, you also have to know yourself and who you are coming into the relationship. So with that being said, there's this like knowing that I kind of just want to be able to say, like, or be able to be financially and mentally ready for a relationship that I can be there through all of the experiences without having like a feeling of uncomfort, like of discomfort. But that is also realizing that there may be fear, because every experience is meant to like, not every experience is meant to just be like perfect. Like, you have to be there through the growth of the experience. But at the same time, knowing that if I were to just be like, oh, well, I'm going to be in this relationship, even though I know that how many gay men, they think, oh, does he have a car? Does he have a house? Does he have money? Is he a top, or is he a bottom, or is he versatile? And not able to align with the idea of maybe they're not with the person because they've had certain experiences, or maybe they don't have the finances because they've had certain experiences that have made them a certain way. There's not any open-mindedness sometimes when dating in the gay community. So that's kind of why I'm kind of more just making sure that I'm able to sustain. So you wouldn't have to like lean on that person fully. But if there's a partner that is able to do that, then it's just like, okay. But then you have those people that will allow you to lean on them and then be like, oh, you remember when I allowed you to lean on me and da-da-da-da-da? So that's kind of where I'm at. It's called permanent separation, the word that I was looking for earlier, where you and your twin flame are in separation permanently. And so, when you have a partner like that you kind of don't want to blame it on them, but you also realize that like a partnership, especially in the 3D, it's about you both coming together. And if you have done the work and they haven't done the work, what can you do about that? Especially when their part of healing means that they have to be able to get through their lessons on their own, and a lot of times you realize that they have to get through their lessons on their own. So it's not really, it's when you have been in that lingering and wanting for them to be there for you in the 3D, and it's not happening, then you realize it's just time to look forward to like a partner that is going to be there for you, like a high level soulmate. But again, the purpose of these partnerships, whether it's twin flame, soulmate, or karmic, they are meant to help you become the best version of yourself. So anyway, I've been in this energy of like, I was receiving signs that I would be in this energy like a long time ago. But again, just being in the now moment means that, you know, those things aren't really important. But I just think about how I remember a sign that was basically saying that you're going to be like in this energy of like, I just remember the sign saying that the divine feminine energy was going to be in this energy of not wanting their twin flame, and their twin flame is going to want them. And now I just realized like I'm in this energy of kind of just like, if it happens, it's just like, and you don't want to be that way, you know, because you remember what it was like when you first met them. You remember how like, just, oh my goodness, like, oh, I want to be with them so much, like I love them so much, and just wanting the intimacy with them. And then the twin flame separation just makes them seem like it's just not going to happen. So you're just kind of like, what a dick said. What a thing-a-lang said. Let's ride up. Thing-a-lang. Bow, bow, bow. But yeah, I don't want, like, if you've come across this video and you think you're a twin flame, there will probably have been signs before this video if you were actually a twin flame. But again, the journey is meant for you to align with your higher self. And there are soulmate experiences that align you with spirituality, and it's just a name. It's a name that we use to help people understand where they are, or the things that they need to kind of like, when you hear the name of something, you kind of like think like it just kind of like boosts your energy and helps you to want to be more enlightened or more aware of spirituality. A lot of these names, they you know, I think that regardless of the label that it is called, they're all meant to help you. And I said this about all of them. I said the entire game is us not knowing what we already know. The entire game is us not knowing what we already know. And for example, like when I realized that I was a twin flame, and then I realized that there was the collective consciousness and the soul being infinite, and so we are everything is us. So does the twin flame journey really exist if everybody is this energy source within us? Because a lot of people say the soul, they say the soul is Jesus Christ, but I believe something different from that. But that doesn't mean that they don't have the same idea of what the soul is, but the soul is infinite, right? So I think that the entire game of what this has been called, like the Matrix, the game that this life is, it's us not knowing. It's us not knowing exactly the truth, but even in that, knowing the truth of what that is, of what that means. Like, we say we're one thing, but it can mean something else. That's like duality, light and dark. We need light and dark for everything to exist in the balance. And I also wrote that. I wrote collective consciousness, one soul, infinite being, duality. There's a lot of movies or depictions of like the soul being infinite, meaning that the soul, it can exist in two places at one time. And so if that's true, wouldn't it mean that if that soul is the same and the soul can exist in two places at one time, wouldn't that mean that these other people are twin flames too? But really, it's just, we're just one collective consciousness. Just like we can't see, you can see God, but God is the energy source, right? So once you've opened your third eye, you know what God is. And when you've had an experience with God, you like, a lot of people think, they think, you know how they hear like some people say they died to see God, to meet God. And I think that death is also like death doesn't have to be death of the physical body. It can also be like death of an old self, like an old way of being. So when you have that type of death, you can also meet God because you're aligning with a higher power. You're vibrationally aligning, spiritually aligning with something that's more than you, or just a different energy from what you've been conditioned to be. And when you understand the game, then you understand like the game. If I would explain it quickly within this video, I would explain it as you understanding that the things that you truly know are true. And that's the matrix of it, because the people that are or have conditioned you to be who they wanted you to be, when you break away from that, you realize, oh, there's these beliefs that I've had about this spiritual world, that you also realize that those experiences are true. Before I close it out, I'm going to look up all of them because I wanted to just kind of give you like a definition that someone else has explained, like a more structured explanation of like all of the soulmate, twin flames. Okay, twin flames. Deeper vibrations, magnetic attraction, raw and vulnerable emotions involved. Soulmates, calmer vibrations, mutual trust and respect, and complement each other. Karmic partner, intense vibration, one-sided attraction, obsession, lack of mutual respect and love. Twin flames involve synchronicity, telepathic communication, feel each other's emotions, mirrors each other. Soulmates involves harmonious relationship, and karmic partner involves obsessions, jealousy, materialistic and physical desire. Twin flames craves to be in a union, but still pushes each other away. Soulmates, typically the one you marry and live with, peace and harmony. And karmic partner, unhappy relationship and ends once the life lesson is learned. So a twin flame is someone who shares the same soul as you and catalyzes your spiritual awakening. A soulmate is someone who can be platonic or romantic, connected to your soul throughout lifetimes as a companion, and someone who you have a unique bond with. You help each other grow, prosper, and heal along your journey in a mostly positive way. A karmic is an ill-fated soul connection that is meant to mirror your darkest energies and redirect your soul trajectory towards your highest good, not before destroying a dying part of you. And again, this is just a quote on Quora, but I would say that a twin flame is all of those experiences kind of together, but it is usually just, for your highest good. And again, it says shares the same soul as you and catalyzes your spiritual awakening. So after you have spiritually awakened, what else is there for the for the twin flame journey? But usually you'll see like twin flames together and in union. But it's again not a journey that is, because you can have many spiritual awakenings. It doesn't mean that, like once they awaken you it's done. It doesn't mean that. So anyway, I kind of wanted to give you different awarenesses of what it means. But yeah, I think that wherever you hear about, or however you hear about these different experiences of twin flames, soulmates, and karmics and things like that, they're all like related in some way, or beings that have awakened spiritually have like the same kind of description of all of these things. But yeah, I haven't been like closed off to a partner, but in the same sense, it would kind of be, I guess, the perspective of that would be that I'm closed off to relationships because of I'm truly focusing on finances, I think right now more than anything. And so I also realized that there has to be like a focus on like the spiritual aspect, and understanding that I can manifest a partner that is aware that it is not something that I'm just like, I'm not so focused on monetary gains that I couldn't be open to the idea of a partner helping me monetarily, kind of while I'm doing what I need to do. But in the same sense, like, it's not to say that I don't have the finances that I am. It's not to mean that I don't have the finances to support myself, but to support myself on my own. Like, and to think about the idea of dating. Like, I just saw this guy online speaking about dating and how the guy was just not, it wasn't a pleasant experience for him and things like that. Like, if it wasn't a pleasant experience, I would want to have at least enough money that I could say, like, I ain't gotta stay with that partner. I can go get my own little hotel and stuff like that, and I got my own money, nigga. But at the same time, it's like, it's also like you have to have trust in the divine bringing you a partner that you can trust that way, and being able to trust the divine in that way. Okay, so a soulmate can be anyone we have a deep connection with. A twin flame will always be a romantic partner. A twin flame teaches you something about yourself, while a soulmate supports you as a friend, lover, or confidant. While soulmates have natural compatibility and generally suit each other nicely in all relationships, whether platonic or romantic, twin flames are intensely... Oh, like, this is a whole nother explanation. But anyway, while twin flames are thought to be one soul split into two bodies, soulmates are simply two separate souls that are extraordinarily linked. Yeah. Anyway, I hope that helped you understand a little bit about the three partnerships or mates or experiences. But yeah, ahead of time. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. I didn't want to be too long because I know it's already long enough. And anyway, if you like this video, double tap or like it. I don't think you can just like it if you like it. Comment if you would like to comment. And subscribe if you haven't already, okay? Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. And just because you're subscribed and you're watching the videos, don't forget to like the videos because that helps us as YouTubers. And that song, Mary Having a Little Lamb and the Three Little Foxes, like the videos even though, you know, you may be subscribed. Make sure you engaging with the content. Yeah. I could have left these nails off. Because now I don't even want to film I don't even want to film the videos. I don't even want to film the video about the, I was going to do like, you know, a versus between these nails and the other nails, but now I don't even want to do it. I need to enjoy being lazy. I do. But anyway, if you haven't did those things already, do those things if you would like to. And yeah, I ain't even finished the milk and cereal, but it was close. I got this big ass spoon. This is a serving spoon, y'all. I got to do my what they call that thing? The what was I about to do? Not, is it called a cover photo? Thumbnail, the thumbnail, yeah. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. And with that being said, there may be so much more that I can talk about. And if I have time, I may add something to this video. But anyway, toodaloo. I love you.